Hello, mothers raising teen daughters. This is Kiana Shaw, CEO of Lead Her Ship Academy and the creator of this here wonderful group. And I just wanted to come live really quickly because several things have happened today. And I want to bring up a post on my laptop. Um, that was done by my friend Dante Morrison. So I'm gonna give you. Some of you remember him because he talked to us about sex and our teenagers back in like March or April, and I bumped the post up yesterday. Hey Naisha, thank you for joining. And so Dante spoke about, our kids and sex, and that's what he does. He works with youth, and he goes around educating young adults in Job Corps, and he has a group of young gay boys who he works with, and it's really sad to me that as parents, we are doing such a disservice to our kids in the area of homosexuality. Now, listen, I understand because someone's going to jump on here and say, I'm not homophobic. I have a moral stance against it, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not telling you that you can't. And I think that the word homophobic is overused all the time. And I think that it's misused all the time. I think it's used as a catch-all phrase. And having a moral disposition against something does not make you homophobic or phobic of anything for that matter, right? But Dante's question, he had a question that he kind of does questions to get people thinking and talking. But his question was, give me just a second. I'm finding the post. It says, oh wait, nope, that's me. Hold on. Because I tagged him in a post. Hold on. It says a close friend, and he's just asking this question. If a close friend kicks out their teen for being gay, and that's literally the only issue is that the teenager is gay, the scared teen is not street savvy and asks to live with you. The parent warns you to stay out of it or lose your friendship. What would you do? And so, of course, there's several comments, but he made the comment at the end of it. He says, many LGBT young people end up on the street or in unstable housing. Many are there because they've been rejected by their parents, peers, and society in general due to their sexual orientation or gender identity. And what ended up, it triggered a moment for me because I work with youth as well. And I had some young adults, and one of them was transgender. No big deal. But it was a young man transitioning to be a woman, and what he was having she was having a bad day. I'm like still processing because he was changing into a she, so she was having a bad day, and I just said, you know what, let's go talk. So I give my class an assignment, and we sit and we talk, and she vents and she gets everything out, and she talks about some things that are just kind of womanly things that we deal with, right? About like how men are constantly approaching her and looking at her and making comments. And I was like, welcome to the world of being a woman, right? But from the male perspective, he had never experienced that. But now that he is a she is experiencing that, right? And so, we talked, and then she says, I'm so glad my parents are loving because without them, I would just be another homeless LGBT youth. And that sat with me for a while. And I just kind of was like, how many homeless LGBT youth are there? Because I know some LGBT youth, and they're not homeless. Their families embrace them. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, what? How many people are getting kicked out? And so, of course, I asked Dante questions, and he's like, yeah, they get kicked out all the time. And y'all, excuse my appearance, because I was literally going to bed. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't go to bed without doing this live. And the reason why is because one of my neighbors called his son a faggot. And the look on the boy's face was one of sheer embarrassment and terror. And so I called DCFS on them. Like if this is how this that is abuse. That is abuse to me. So DCFS can investigate if they want to. My job is to report. I'm a mandated reporter. To me, that's abuse. I reported it. Y'all don't have to agree. I'm okay with that. But it when Dante's post and then me thinking about the transgender youth and then hearing that, and I was like, we are so wrapped up in sexuality. And can I just say this? Just because your child is homosexual does not mean that they are having sex. There are plenty of celibate homosexual children and adults for that matter. And when we limit a person to their sexuality, we are doing a disservice to both them and to ourselves. Because the truth is, most of them are not even engaging in sexual activity. And I think that a lot of TV shows do a disservice when they promote just the sexual aspect to homosexuality, just like when they promote just the sexual aspect to women and what we wear and how we dress and, if we're having sex at all. And I mean, it's just, everything is so sex that we just can't even get to the person. And so we have, this student, and then we have this dad who says this to his son, and it just broke my heart. And we have all these kids running around in middle school, high school, and they're afraid to share who they are because they don't want to be judged, because everyone has this mental picture of femininity. And even I myself, I associate gay with femininity because that is what is projected all the time. And I have to remind myself, well, no, even though I only know a few gay men who are not flamboyant, they're still out there. They really are. And even though I know a few gay women who are not, trying to be manly, there are still a lot of very feminine and ladylike gay women. And so we have to be honest with ourselves about what we are keeping in our own minds. Thank you for joining, Laura. Thank you for joining, Stephanie. We have to be really honest. We cannot just kick our kids out the house because we don't agree with their lifestyle. You don't have to agree, but does that mean that you don't get to love them? And what's crazy is Adrienne McIntyre, who is a member of our group, she said that there was a friend of hers who told her, I want to quote it right. She said, you don't ever have to ask for permission to love your kids. And so she realized that she needed to accept everything about her kids, good, bad, or indifferent. And we really need to. And we need to stop letting the church shame us for having gay kids. We need to stop shaming our kids because they're gay. The truth of the matter is, it's a whole lot of pastors that will speak out against man-on-man homosexuality, and they porn stash is all girl on girl. Can we just be honest? Hello, somebody. And we have to stop allowing people to make us feel any kind of way about our children. My pastor's son is gay. He did a whole sermon about y'all better leave my kid alone. Don't have me act up in here. He did a whole sermon. I missed it. But Lord, when the report came back, because the truth of the matter is, that's his son. And even if we don't agree, and they said, and I didn't get it from him. Someone told me that he said, I have had a conversation with my son, and we went over what we believe. And I told my son, in hell you will lift your eyes. But while we here on earth, we gonna love you every single day. You come to every function. You're not excluded from anything. You are still a part of our family. And that is an amazing thing. And I was so glad he said it in church as the pastor from across the pulpit, because there's so many people in church who will not do that, who won't admit it, who will kick their sons out because they're gay. And the truth of the matter is, that's not what we need to do with our kids. So check yourself. And you don't have to agree. You can be mad and lead a group. I'm okay with that. I really am. Thank you, Tasman, for joining. We have to get to a place where we don't care what other people are thinking about our kids, that we just care about the well-being of our children. Period. That's it. The well-being of our kids. Go. Go out. I'll talk to you in a minute. Go out. Um and so just we have to get to a space where we really believe that our children's well-being is more important than our social status. Because we can't say it's a moral issue when really it's a religious issue. We can't say it's a moral issue when really it's because we're having so much fear about what other people are going to say and think about us. Were we a good parent and all that? Bump all that. Then people talking about you anyway. If that's all you can say about me is that my daughter is gay, my son is gay, thank you. Let's not do a roll call. Are we going to stand on religious principle? Can we stand on the fact that you got grandkids and ain't nobody married? Can we stand on the fact that no one in your house is a virgin? Not even the 14 and 15-year-olds? Can we stand on all of that? Or are we just going to stand on the gay? Can we address the uncle who turned them out? Can we do that part? Parenting is hard enough without trying to make them into what everyone thinks they should be. Absolutely, Tasman. Thank you. Thank you so much for that statement. Because it is absolute truth. It is hard enough. So I had to get on here. Like, I'm literally, like, in the bed. I'm, like, literally in the bed. Yes, my shirt is a big kiss. And I just could not go to sleep until I addressed it and until I at least said something. If you're struggling with this and you want to talk, hit my inbox. I am happy to send you resources. And listen, I'm not saying that you have to accept what you feel is morally wrong. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it is morally wrong to kick your kids out of the house because you disagree with their position in this. Who says they're having sex just because they're gay? No one. Least of all them. And the truth be told, some of us need to check our husbands. We need to download that Grinder and Jacked app on our phone and see if it's pinging in our own house. That's all I'm saying. If y'all got questions about those apps, because I know I just opened up a can of worms. But Grinder and Jacked are apps that men use to connect with other men who are gay or bisexual. Still need to accept they are human beings, period. Absolutely. Thank you, Tasman. And so there are a lot of, undercover men, or what they say, down low men, that are just not sharing. And then they go in and they tell our sons that, oh, you can't be, you can't do, you can't. Can we even address how many of our boys, and in the show 13 Reasons Why season 2, I think the final episode or the 12th episode, a young boy gets sodomized by a member of the football team or baseball team with a broomstick or a mop handle or something like that. And they talked about the number of young boys who go through that in high school at the hands of some jocks. So high school and college, boys are being sodomized because some people, hey Adrian, because some people literally feel like they are that manly. Like the fact that you even are saying that you manly, but you would do that to another man, got a whole different connotation to it. Like we have to stop making our boys lie about who they are. And again, I'm not saying you have to love it. I'm saying love your kid. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying love your kid anyway. I'm saying give your child a chance anyway. I'm saying stop kicking them out the house just because you feel that they're doing something wrong. You mad because they sleeping around? Are you even sleeping with your husband? I mean, if we're going to go talk about the sin, can we talk about all the sin? Cause not sleeping with your husband, denying him your body, that's considered a sin too. Y'all ain't slept together in 6 years. Y'all in separate rooms for the last year, but you calling out a kid who says they identify as gay, but they're not even having sex. Anybody else think that sounds stupid? Hello, somebody. So anyway, I couldn't go to sleep without that. Again, I'm sorry, y'all know I don't normally show up like this, but I just could not go to bed without talking about this. And yes, I'm going to bed before 8 o'clock tonight because I just can't handle it. I'm exhausted. So I will talk to y'all soon. Tomorrow's Friday. Maybe I'll go live tomorrow. If you guys have questions, you have topics you want to discuss, just let me know. And thanks, Tasman. And I will, do lives based on the topics that you guys throw out there. No problem. And I'm also going to do one. I did a coaching session on Saturday. And as part of the coaching session, we were talking about the respect the young girl needs to have for her daughter and for her mother and her grandmother. And we talked about like when they tell her to clean up, and I was like, yeah, they say clean up the kitchen. And I thought about it. She may not know what that means. So I took her in my kitchen and I started showing her. Right. And I told her that the day before my daughter was cleaning up the kitchen and she had took the towel and she was cleaning the handles on all the drawers because that's what she sees me do. And she was cleaning the handles on the microwave and the cabinets that she could reach. And so I said, I probably should do a video. And it would probably go viral like super fast because parents need to explain to their kids. We need to explain to our kids what it takes to clean the kitchen and the bathroom. When I took her to the bathroom, she about fell out. So I think I'll do a video on that probably this weekend, maybe Sunday. All right. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. I do appreciate you all. I absolutely love this group and I love just how engaging it has become. I don't really know when the shift happened. I think I started engaging more and then you guys started engaging more. So that's great. Keep it up. Keep posting your questions. The moms are here to help. And as you need things, I will find experts to bring them on. So Laura joined, and Laura is actually going to be our guest on Monday. Laura is a licensed clinical social worker. And I forget what I asked her to. Oh, she's going to talk about anxiety and depression and how sometimes we can miss the signs. And so that's coming up on Monday evening. I think 6 p.m. Pacific. So that's what, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 or 8 Central. So take a look. We'll definitely be going live on Monday evening with Laura. Talk to you guys later. Bye.